one here. Let's have somebody who hasn't said anything yet. Let's have Sultan. Can you hear me? Hi, Sultan. You there? I think you need to unmute your microphone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sultan, let's talk about work or studies. Do you work or are you a student?
I'm a student. I have completed my graduation, and right now I'm planning to take my higher education.
Mm-hmm. What do you like most about your course? Or what did you like most about your course?
Okay, so like my major was CSE, so I wanted to become a programmer in my early age. So this is why I have interest in programming, and my major is all about program. So I found it so helpful or so interesting for me.
Is there anything you didn't like about your course?
Yeah, because sometimes I have to complete some assignment. So for that, I have to sit a long time in front of my computer. I found it so horrible for me.
Do you think you will change your course in the future?
There is a little chance because though I have completed my graduation, so right now I am planning to take higher education about my subject. So I wanted to take another course about my my subject.
Okay, good. One thing that I would note here, when they ask this question frame, and this question frame will be one of the first, it will either be this or where you're living, yeah, as the first set of questions in your part one. Be really careful with how you answer this question. The questions are written in such a way that they are expecting you to give one answer, work, or the other, student. It is a slight strange feature of the test. What's the problem that you might give yourself if you say I'm between studies or I'm between jobs? What problem
I'm not clarifying about my profession.
Okay, so the examiner is then going to ask a set of questions based on what you say, and it can make it a little bit confusing. What are you studying at the moment? Right now?
Right now, I'm doing nothing.
Are you sure?
I'm taking IELTS preparation.
Okay, so you are studying. You can give the information that you finished your course at school. You've graduated, yeah, and then you can go on and say, and at the moment I'm preparing my IELTS test because, give a quick reason, and that gives them something to talk about in your studies or to ask about for your studies. Yeah.
Oh,
so
okay,
just be a little bit careful. There are ways that you can open up this topic.
Like I have to show my current situation.
Yeah. And so for lots of people who aren't actively working or studying and they get work or study as the part one, it can be a little bit difficult. If that is your situation, just say that you're preparing for your IELTS test. That means that you are a student. Yeah. So say that you're studying the IELTS test. It gives them something to go into for the next part. Okay, good. Well done. Let's have Iris. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, Iris. Let's talk about work or studies. Do you work or are you a student?
I graduated 3 years ago and completed my associate degree of tourism management, and then I moved to Beijing.
Do you work or are you a student?
I didn't finish yet.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I moved to Beijing to work as an English tour guide.
Okay, what do you like most about your job?
The great exposure of foreigners make me learn lots of knowledge about their culture and their manners. Yeah, I'm really enjoy it.
Is there anything about your job that you don't like?
I suffered a lot chronic pain and complaints of my customers, which make me in a bad mood and upset in the whole day.
Do you think you will change your job in the future?
Yeah, I suppose I would change my job in a year because I'm a kind of person being like challenges and exploring new things.
Okay, good. What do we think? What is Iris doing well there? Any ideas? Any feedback for her? What do we think she does well? She keeps going. So you keep going. Pronunciation is quite good. The issue with the pronunciation is it's affected a little bit like by your fluency. So make sure you're practicing speaking every day on a range of different topics. Try and get that fluency up a bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the best way to improve fluency is practice and using lots of different vocabulary. The other thing that I would say is you're using be quite a lot. So for example, I'm feel, yeah, or I feel. So you're adding be in where you don't need it. I am, or it is being difficult for me. It is difficult for me. Yeah. So you're adding this in and making things passive when they don't have to be. Okay. So just be a little bit careful of that. Okay, well done, Iris. Let's have Sanal next. Hi, Sanal.
Hello.
Hi, Sanal. Let's talk about work or studies. Do you work or are you a student?
Well, currently I'm working as a teacher in primary school in my neighborhood.
What do you like most about your job?
Well, I would say that I like most about my job is the feature that I tend to spend more time with young children, and at times I enjoy it because unwillingly they say funny things, and sometimes they call me mom, and yes, it's always good that I could help them to understand things better.
Yeah. Is there anything about your job that you don't like?
Well, yes, there is a thing that at a times I spend my me time preparing lessons for school to be efficient for students to understand, and for that reason I think it's a downside of my job.
Do you think you will change your job in the future?
Well, as I said that I kind of enjoy my job with young children especially, so I think I would improve myself rather instead of changing my job.
Okay, good. Any thoughts for Sanal, anyone? What do we think about her speaking? What's she doing well here? No? Okay. She's answering very directly to the point. That is another thing, Iris. Give the answer quickly, yeah, and then expand it. Don't expand for a long time into the answer. Give the answer first, then expand, because if you talk for too long, the examiner wants to move on and you may not have answered the question. Okay, so now really direct and to the point. Some good vocabulary there, for example, talking about the downside of my job. I would say I like most about my job is what's missing.
I would say I like most.
The thing I would say I like most about my job. Yeah.
Okay.
So just missing a subject there. I spend me time preparing.
Like I compromise. I compromise like me time preparing that lessons for school.
I spend my spare time.
I can say okay. Yes.
It sounds saying I spend my me time sounds a bit strange. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Otherwise, quite good. Now, remember, for you guys looking for the higher bands, one of the things you need to do with your fluency, if you look at the band descriptors, it says talks at length without noticeable effort. So that requires quite a high level of fluency. Just keep working on that, Sonal, and keep
Okay,
practicing.
so the way I answered today, like directly, like a bit short, where what I usually don't do. So is this okay, or previously I was doing was okay?
What you were doing was okay, but there were some hesitations. Yeah, on a fairly familiar topic. So just pay attention to that. Keep working on it. Keep practicing. Yeah, to get that fluency up.